And it wouldn't take long for anyone to realize that something was very wrong once they set foot.
Something was very wrong with this region. This is a no-no land. I'm telling you. It's a Fortnite Battle Royale island.
There were
It
a
always
host
has
of
been.
nightmare
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Serenrenity YouTube channel. Today, we are going to be watching ExtinctZoo.
Going off of the list of all the nature channels I've been watching lately, I figured this is a really good one to learn more about next.
As always, if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe for more videos like these. Leave a like down below and a comment as well for any more video suggestions. Also, in the future, I may be doing much longer react videos depending on if you guys like those or not, like 40 minutes or more. I don't know, I always assume people like shorter videos because our attention spans are kind of fried these days. But let me know if you like longer ones and we can watch some documentaries together. With that being said, let's get straight into it. Ta-da!
So I figured with all of the Australian videos we've been watching together lately, why not watch ExtinctZoo's Prehistoric Australia was pure nightmare fuel? Because what is better than learning about Australia's first couple of patches, you know, before they apparently nerfed it?
Let's get into it.
Just like how everything is bigger in Texas, everything is deadlier in Australia.
Home state mentioned! That is true though.
Mostly the nature, as it's home to a highly disproportionate amount of potentially
Wait, what the heck? Half of these I've actually never heard of before. I still have a lot to learn. Great white shark? Wait, the great white shark is in Australia? And the bull shark? I didn't know that. Honeybee? Why is the honeybee 9 out of 10 deadly? Wait, guys, why are honeybees deadly? Bird-eating tarantula. Trapdoor spider. Idu kanji jellyfish? Why does that almost sound Japanese? What the heck? What is happening over there?
lethal animals, having more venomous species than all but 2 countries.
Really? Australia is over 50.
Yet.
Wait, Australia has over 50 on par with Mexico? Brazil makes sense because Amazon rainforest, right? But Mexico? I didn't know Mexico was that deadly, guys. I need to learn more about Mexico's geography and biology. Wait, that's terrifying. I think I remember. It wasn't even that long ago, just a couple weeks ago, I got a state warning for Tejas that there were like flesh-eating flies heading towards our border from the south, from Mexico, and to like get ready. I'm like, what the heck? I don't want flesh-eating flies. What? This sounds terrifying. Wow, most of Europe has 0 venomous animals. Good job. Good for you guys. What do you guys have to worry about animal-wise? It's so green. Interesting.
Countries. Yet, it takes the cake when only considering venomous animals that are fatal to humans. On top of this, it is home to 20 of the 25 most deadliest snakes in the world, including all of the top 11. And it's the native country of one of the only birds known to occasionally kill humans, the cassowary.
Do they kill? How often do they kill humans? What are the chances of being killed by this thing? Is it more than a shark? Is it less than a shark?
Meanwhile, you also have the classics like the saltwater crocodile,
Yeah!
great white shark, spiders, and potent jellyfish.
Oh yeah.
And in case you needed a little more proof that Australia really is the land of nope, you should know that it's where some of the largest insects in the world call home, is one of the few places where pine cones can kill you, and is where the top 3 largest wildfires in the 21st century took place.
Oh, that's true. I hope you guys stay safe this summer. I hope that the wildfires stay in non-populated areas, because that's scary.
The list could go on, but you get the idea. So it may be hard to stomach the fact that Australia is actually much more tame than it used to be.
Is he grabbing his
And I'm
butt?
not talking about the fact that it used to be home to dinosaurs, but rather giant monitor lizards and terrestrial crocodiles, just to name a couple. And surprisingly, you don't even have to travel that far back to arrive at this forsaken Australia.
I want a CGI show that shows me all of the prehistoric animals ever. With our current tech, dude, it would be so fun to watch.
As it reached its peak in chaoticness about 50,000 years ago.
Wait, it's not
which is
that long
right around
ago.
when humans first arrived. Talk about good timing. Back in those
Whoa.
days, reptilian predators, not mammalian, ruled Australia. And it wouldn't take long for anyone to realize that something was very wrong once they set foot.
Something was very wrong with this region. This is a no-no land. I'm telling you. It's a Fortnite Battle Royale island.
There were
It always
a host
has
of
been.
nightmarish creatures wandering around. One being a literal land croc.
Whoa!
Not a crocodile lookalike, but a genuine real crocodilian that happened to run comfortably on land.
What the heck is the difference between a land crocodile and a dinosaur? I guess dinosaurs were extinct by now. Sorry. I forgot.
This creature was known as the quincana, and it was one of Australia's top predators during the Pleistocene. It shared many features with the crocodiles we know of today, and was once even considered a true crocodile. Although, thanks to a very odd skull structure, it was moved to the extinct clade of Megafauna. Along with the odd skull,
what now?
paleontologists also noticed that it had some strange legs as well, that were very long for a crocodilian, allowing it to keep its body
Very long? They look short and stubby. It's kind of cute. Look at him. He's so short and stubby. It's kind of cute. Can I have one as a pet?
clear of terrain and potentially sprint. This has
Whoa!
led to it being considered a terrestrial predator, with further evidence coming from its hoof-like toes and flat tail, which wasn't designed for swimming. Unfortunately for all land dwellers, the quincana was also no small critter, with most adults measuring 3 meters or 10 feet and weighing 200 kilograms or 440 pounds, making it nearly identical in weight to a medium-sized American alligator. Not to worry though, as there were larger individuals as well, with one specimen reaching 6 meters or 20 feet in length.
That's a
At this
dino!
size, it had no
Humans existed?
problem taking down mammals, including an unlucky human from time to time.
Whoa.
Getting attacked by this croc was an absolute nightmare, as its teeth were designed to slice animals up like a filet mignon, with each tooth
Well, that's not a nightmare. It's a quick death, right? That's what I would want if I were to be taken by nature.
being blade-like, compressed, and heavily serrated. These kind of teeth are referred to as xiphidon teeth,
Actually, maybe not. You might bleed out to death first before dying.
and is what was
Gosh.
commonly seen in theropods. Having such vicious dentition let the quincana take down animals that were considerably larger than itself, with each bite tearing through large portions of flesh and muscle. There's a chance as well that you couldn't even outsmart this croc by jumping in the water, as there is some evidence that it was an accomplished swimmer, in spite of spending most of its life on land. Shockingly, or maybe by this point, unshockingly, even a terrestrial croc that could swim and had dinosaur-like teeth
Wasn't big.
wasn't safe from other Australian creatures.
Are you
as
kidding
there
me?
was also the largest known terrestrial lizard walking around.
What is this art?
Megafauna.
Who's drawing this? I don't want a visual of how they could rip me up, thank you.
There's a fair chance you've heard
Megalania.
of this reptile due to
Wait! Yeah, I think I have heard of this
its
one.
recent popularity. Yet, you may not have heard that it's no longer known as the Megalania,
Really?
rather Varanus priscus.
That's so
meaning
boring.
It was actually a giant species of monitor lizard. Despite this classification change, the Megalania is still usually referred to by its original name. Perhaps because it's much more fitting as it translates to the Great Roamer, a nod to its massive size, and massive it was. Paleontologists never seem to agree on the exact measurements, but all estimates have given it a length of at least 3.5 meters or 11 feet, with an approximate weight
is
of 158
massive!
kilograms or 348 pounds.
My ancestors had to deal with this! We have it so easy these days, guys.
So at the
Wow.
minimum, we are talking about a lizard that was as long as a sea lion and as
Oh,
heavy as
cute
a
sea
reindeer.
lion.
And at its maximum,
Wow.
things frankly got crazy, with studies finding it to have potentially obtained lengths of up to 7.9 meters or 26 feet, which is based on fragmented remains that were scaled up to living monitor lizards.
Wow.
This would have made them just as lengthy as the longest recorded anaconda, but 8.5 times heavier due to its robust build.
That's a living
with an absolute
dino!
maximum weight of 2 tons. However, for the most part, large
That's
Megalania
so
were probably
big.
no more than 575
That's a
kilograms
freaking train
or
right there.
1,200 pounds. Although it wasn't only a giant, as like living monitor lizards, the Megalania possessed razor-sharp teeth that were fairly long and recurved, granting extra grip while holding onto prey. The Megalania
Yummy!
is further thought to have used its tremendously powerful
I'm
legs.
sorry. Every time he says megalomania, whatever, I keep thinking he's saying megalovania. Anyways.
And sharp claws to bring down prey and foe alike. Naturally, in true Australian fashion, the Megalania might have been venomous as well due to its
Of
heritage.
course.
Since all monitor lizards presently living are considered to be venomous.
What the heck is the purpose of such a big creature needing venom? You're already dominating the food chain. Get a different quirk. My gosh. Whatever RNG nature is providing these animals is unbalanced AF.
Their venom, similar to what is seen in some snakes, works as an anticoagulant, meaning it prevents blood from clotting, which leads to shock and infections as it keeps wounds open for longer periods of time. And because the Komodo dragon, also known as the Komodo monitor, is the Megalania's closest living relative, some paleontologists believe that the two shared similar hunting tactics of biting prey, retreating, and then letting the venom do the work.
Can I get some non-reptilian creatures, please? These guys are crazy.
So that's to say, even if you managed to get away from an attacking Megalania, you would still be doomed. All of these attributes make Megalania feasibly the worst thing you could have run into.
Yeah.
Unless, that is, you have ophidiophobia, a fear of snakes. In this case, your mortal enemy back then would have been Wonambi. This name may not sound like much, but it should strike fear into any who hears it, as it belongs to a now extinct giant serpent that lived right alongside both the Quincana and Megalania. This snake is unlike any we know of today, for it belonged to a family of now extinct snakes known as the Matsoidae. Snakes from this family were primarily characterized by somewhat inflexible primitive jaws and giant sizes, with the Wonambi being one of the biggest. It didn't quite reach the length of the longest living snakes of today, but came awfully close, with the larger specimens having a length of 6 meters or 20.
Wait, so we have longer snakes today than that one? But there used to be mega snakes, right? Which I can't even wrap my head around that. It sounds like fiction. It's terrifying.
Feet, equivalent to a large Burmese python.
Holy.
Luckily for us, the Wonambi did break the Australian trend of possessing venom. Nevertheless, its size still rendered it a potent killer, who might have hunted in a very similar fashion to the extant constrictor snakes, which is to say, by using ambushes near bodies of water to strike unsuspecting prey that were then killed by tightening its muscles and squeezing the animal so hard that blood couldn't reach their brain
A snake just looks like one long muscle. Am I crazy?
or heart, thus incapacitating them. Afterwards, though, is where things got different. Because as mentioned, the Wonambi had an inflexible and somewhat smaller head that couldn't swallow prey whole. This may sound like a good thing for prey, but in reality, it just made the snake more nightmarish.
It just means you're getting tortured.
Ability, it would simply use its sharp teeth and powerful body to tear chunks off prey. Sometimes even disemboweling.
Like I thought.
Such an unpleasant way to go out may have been more common for early Australians than being preyed upon by the Megalania or Quincana.
Really?
As one study found that in some indigenous populations today, snake attacks by constrictors are a common cause of death. By now, it would be reasonable for you to wonder how any mammal could survive living with so many reptilian horrors. And the answer is, the mammals were just as crazy.
Finally! Some non-reptilian creatures! That one looks cute.
It's exemplified by the Thylacoleo.
Hey!
This mammal is best known for its immense size, with adults being the largest known mammalian predators to ever live in Australia.
Really? Oh, this is the largest mammal in Australia? Or was?
On average, specimens were about the same size as a European wild boar, while the largest Thylacoleo were on par with fully matured female lions and tigers, with whom it also shared a few characteristics. Yet, this was no feline. Far from it, actually, as the Thylacoleo was really a marsupial mammal that is most closely related to the koala.
Koala?
And like the koala, it's thought that the Thylacoleo had a smaller brain.
Smooth brain! Wait, really? I never thought about what a massive koala would look like, but that's kind of scary.
However, in its case, a smaller brain was a huge advantage, as it gave the skull more space for extremely dense muscles and wide, sturdy bones.
Wow.
That ultimately led to the strongest bite, pound for pound, of any known mammal.
Really?
It's been estimated that a medium-sized Thylacoleo was capable of biting with the same force as a lion 2.5 times its size, leading paleontologists to suspect that this marsupial was capable of taking down big-bodied prey.
It doesn't even look that crazy. Wow. Like I would look at this and if I ignore the claws, I would think it's a freaking herbivore. What the heck?
That were 15 times heavier than itself.
Wow.
And it likely did so in an extremely unique fashion,
This art.
thanks to its dentition, which consisted of large incisors that were similar to the elongated canines seen in other mammals.
Like a hippo.
Furthermore, it boasted giant premolars that almost resembled flat blades. Together with its powerful muscles, these bizarre teeth worked wonders.
Yeah,
killing
it's
animals
really
by
neat.
piercing deep into the flesh with the incisors, while the premolars severed the poor animal's windpipe, spinal cord, and arteries, causing all sorts of fatal problems. This mode of killing was so efficient that researchers think it took less than a minute for this marsupial lion to kill large prey, while the same task for an African lion can take up to 15 minutes or more. And for whatever reason, if its bite didn't do the trick, the Thylacoleo had lethal claws as well. On each of its front feet, there was a single large retractable claw that was attached to semi-opposable
A
thumbs.
single
This implied
retractable
it can
claw.
move its claws around with ease and dish out killing blows if needed. These additional weapons were also hooked, leading to the idea that Thylacoleo was a climber who possibly dragged kills up trees like leopards do.
Oh heck
Climbing
no.
further allowed it to navigate caves and rough terrain, adding another layer of complexity to this already overpowered marsupial. And so with all of this said,
This guy
Australia
was
had
buff!
no doubt some pretty terrifying predators all around.
You guys got
Making life
nerfed.
fairly interesting for the first humans.
Maybe
to
it's a good
arrive.
thing.
And for
for
them,
us.
they wouldn't even be able to find peace around the herbivores. As in response
Really?
to biological killing machines, the herbivores got pretty ferocious themselves. A good demonstration of this is the Diprotodon, an extinct marsupial whose closest living relative is the wombat. The two also did look in some ways
wombat!
similar, except unlike the wombat,
Oh!
the Diprotodon
That's massive.
was massive,
Yeah.
plausibly weighing up to 3.85 tons, which
Holy.
makes it equal in weight to a fully grown Asian elephant. This size gave it much needed durability and would have made hunting it a questionable endeavor, a task further discouraged by the presence of a
Okay, but you get food for months. Oh boy, you can't preserve it though. it makes no sense to kill large animals. I feel like back then, right? Because you can't preserve the meat.
surprisingly strong bite. The Diprotodon was strictly a vegetarian.
Who the frick drew a cockatoo on top of this thing? Were they friends? That's cute.
But nonetheless, it still had a nasty bite that reached 11,000 newtons in force at the back molars,
Wow.
giving it more than enough power to technically break a human's femur. In addition to elephant-sized
thanks,
wombats,
please.
birds too were supersized in prehistoric Australia
Supersized
at the time,
birds.
especially the Ganyornis.
Yes.
This ancient bird resembled the once widespread terror birds. However,
I love birds. They're so funky looking.
it actually belonged to a separate family of flightless birds, known as the Dromornithidae, or thunderbirds. All members of this family, Ganyornis included, are believed to have been herbivores despite their menacing appearances. Though, like many ancient Australian creatures, they did have size to help balance their defenses out. The Ganyornis in particular routinely grew to heights taller than humans, with the average individual coming in at 2 meters or 6.5 feet.
That is tall as heck. I can't
Moreover,
even
this
imagine
bird
that.
had giant robust bones that gave it durability and heftiness, resulting in it weighing a full quarter of a ton. And if its
Oh.
size wasn't enough of a deterrent, the Ganyornis
It's kind of zesty walking. Look.
resulting in it weighing a full quarter of a
You can't tell me that's not zesty. This guy is walking like he's a fashion model.
ton. And if its size wasn't enough of a deterrent, the Ganyornis could always use its beak or sharp claws
Dude, that's
to
a
ward off predators
fat
that
beak.
got too close. By now, it should be obvious that ancient Australia was the last place you'd want to visit. And just to really drive it all home, remember that nearly every dangerous animal in Australia today was also still around back then. And that's not to mention other extinct animals which I didn't mention, including large turtles and additional extinct
Ooh.
crocodilians like the Rex. And of course, nature itself was also harsh with extreme droughts being present. And yet, despite all of these odds, humans still survived in Australia. In fact, not only did they survive, but they managed to thrive and dominate the lands.
Life finds a way. I always say this.
with evidence showing that they preyed upon multiple of the megafauna mentioned today, suggesting
Wow.
that maybe we were actually the scariest animals around during those times.
Humans are the real monsters. No, I always say life will always find a way against all odds. As long as you got two creatures of the same species can reproduce together, they'll find a way. That was fun. I want to watch more of these videos. I'm so intrigued by like all the animals that could have ever existed that went extinct, so I've never heard about before. Like this video right here, I think I want to watch next too. I think it's insane to me how big some of these animals got. Like we don't have that many big creatures nowadays, right? Now our biggest mammal is the blue whale. Whales are mammals, right? Yeah. And like we got elephants and giraffes and like that's all I can think of when I think of big creatures. They used to be far bigger. We share a planet with these guys? Crazy. But thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. If you have any other video suggestions from this channel you'd like me to watch, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Johnny!